Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience tuning in the South and those joining us online worldwide, thanks to iHeartRadio. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We always are talking to you guys about the importance of not only setting goals for yourselves, but doing the work necessary to see those goals become a reality, and our next guest has definitely done that. We're excited to welcome Swagg to our program. Swagg is known not only for his work as a dancer, but also some of the things he's been able to choreograph as well. We'll talk to Swagg not only about the journey for him, how he realized that dance was something he wanted to do, also some of the people he's been able to work with, and even let you guys know how to stay connected with him as he's going throughout the rest of this year. Swagg, thank you so much for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much, Cyrus, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. Well, here we are, man, in the home stretch toward the end of 2020. A lot of people are ready for this year to be out of here. But this has been a really cool year for you, Swagg, when it comes to reflection, right, and kind of sharing your journey with the rest of us. What has this year been like for you to kind of reflect on not only the work you've been able to do, Swagg, but also, the people who've kind of followed you along the way?
Yeah, this year actually has been a blessing because although we're going through this time of isolation, I feel like that given that opportunity, I've been able to actually create a new way of how I want my career to go and what are some new goals that I want to accomplish and what things that I can, actually finish because I don't have the excuse of saying, I'm so busy or I don't have enough time or I'm tired. I have all the time in the world, and I can do all the things that I didn't have time to do in this now in the quarantine. So it's been an opportunity for me.
Right. And even before this year, Swagg, and we're going to let our audience know, of course, how they can stay connected with you, but on Instagram, it's @Swagg with 2 G's. One of the things they're able to see there is not only, of course, your love of life and dance, but also just a reflection. I mean, you have quite the resume that you've been able to acquire, even there in the credits, some of the names you've been able to work with, the one and only Janet Jackson and Nicki Minaj. I mean, do you still have those wow moments when you kind of think about what you've been able to do up until this point?
All the time, because, I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to actually be able to tap into a career that I always wanted to do, even since I was young. Dance and entertainment has always been something that I wanted to do. And now being in a space to actually do that has been a blessing, and being able to work with the artists that I've been able to work with, and choreographers like myself and other choreographers that I've been able to connect with, it has also been a blessing too. So, yeah, it's really been amazing.
Yeah. And along the way, you've not only been able to work with these amazing artists, but as I noticed even on Instagram, Swagg, you've been able to really, I think to inspire people, to show people what's possible. Talk to us about that. What is it like for you as you are pursuing your own goals to see the impact you're having on other people?
It's actually mind-blowing because, literally, we're all human beings and we're all doing amazing things and we're all up to amazing things, and we don't really know how we impact people until things like this blow up, and it's oh wow, people really are watching, and it's really it makes me happy, and I get butterflies sometimes because you never know how you impact people until you see it tenfold. And so when I created the Swagg Bounce, it was not intended to be the Swagg Bounce. It was really just a move that I put in my choreography, and I teased just that little bit of it on my Instagram, and it just blew up. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is my phone going crazy right now? And come to find out, people love dances. They love dances that they can actually do. And so being able to touch the world, and not only just the world, but artists that we love and know and love, being able to touch them and see, their faces when they do it, and see the impact of the dance being done, it's honestly wow, everyone has a superpower. They have some type of reach to impact people in whatever way, and it's really been mind-blowing for me, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that for a second because I'm not. God has given me several gifts. Swag. Dancing is not one of them. Singing is not one of them. So I have a lot of respect for people like yourself that are actually able to do it and not look crazy like I do when I'm trying to do it. However, I say that to say music is one of those things, though, right, that does connect people and reach them where they are. Do you think that is kind of the magic even of dance? That dance makes you be able to express what you're feeling and be able to unite with people literally around the world through movements.
No, for sure. Dance definitely provides that impact because for me, like, I know that I express myself the best way with dance. I feel like I can definitely communicate and articulate what I'm feeling better than speaking through dance. And even when I'm watching other people dance, like, I can feel them. Dance it's a feeling, There are some people that learn how to dance and they're just learning movement, and there's just some people that just have it already, and like they have that thing inside of them that regardless of what move they're doing, you believe it, Yeah. And I think that's dance is kind of like acting, We're trying to tell a story, and we're trying to be our most authentic self in telling that story, and that's really what dance is. It's a feeling and it's a story being told.
Yeah, so true. And I think too, as people are able to do things like and be able to follow these trends, I want to talk about that connection with social media because I think in your profession in particular, I mean it's cool for me. Again, I don't try it, but it's cool for me to watch these challenges, as they're coming across online. Talk to us about that. I mean, how have you been able to harness the power of sites like Instagram, Swag, to be able to share these things and to be able to make those connections where people want to be able to try and do what you're doing?
Yeah. And before I even say that, I just want to tell you that you can definitely do these dances. Don't worry, you can. Especially these TikToks, you can definitely do them. I have faith in you. But with social media, there's so many eyes on you, and even if they're not following you or been following you, there are ways where they can get connected to you through someone else, and that is the power of social media. It's kind of like word of mouth. Some people send videos to their friends, like, for funny reasons or like for uplifting reasons or like, yo, check this out reasons. And that is the power of social media. You never know who is watching you. And so because you don't know who's watching you, you always want to showcase who you are. I'm a dancer. I'm a choreographer. I'm a model. I like to be funny. I like to be goofy. There's so many layers to who I am as a person and an artist. So I make sure that I showcase that on my social media, because at the end of the day, like when you're working, you want to have fun while you're working. You don't want to take it too seriously, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to wake up and go to work and be like excited and happy to do your job, not, to be like uptight and stiff. You know what I'm saying? So the power of social media definitely provides opportunities for everyone, any and everyone.
Mm-hmm. I think that is such a great point. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Swagg to our program today. Swagg is an individual who's been able to do what he loves as a choreographer and also as a dancer, showcasing not only, of course, what people can do, but also uniting people around the world around it. We're going to remind you all how you can stay connected with Swagg here in just a bit. So, Swagg, a couple of things I want to talk to you about. One of the things I try to always encourage our audience, regardless of what their profession might be or interest might be, is overcoming fear. I really believe that over everything else, whether it's circumstances, location, fear is one of the things that stops so many people from going for that goal or dream. You're in the public eye. So my question would be, how have you not allowed fear to stop you along the way?
Well, how do I put this? I've been able to stop fear by just doing, fear is something that is in our head. It's something that we tell ourselves, and when we tell ourselves those things that we are fearful of, it stops us from actually doing. And the only way to overcome that fear is just to do it. Yes, it's scary. but you have to throw yourself in the fire to learn how to put a fire out. And I think that is the only way that I'm able to get over fear. And on top of that, I still have those same fears. I still experience those emotions, but I know that I have a goal that I want to achieve. I know that there's an end goal that I want to get to, and fear just doesn't really create actions for you, you know? And
yeah.
I know that it can be scary, you know, but
right.
What would it look like if you didn't have that fear and you actually accomplished the things that you know that you want to accomplish as, you know, an artist or as an independent contractor, for instance, you know, or if you wanted to open up your own hair salon or your own nail place, or you wanted to do fashion or any of that, like what would it look like if you had your own store?
Right.
And if fear is what's stopping you, are you just gonna let fear stop you from actually accomplishing something that is so close to your heart? Or are you gonna actually just take fear by the throat and toss it to the side? And I think that's how you overcome fear.
Yeah, when you were talking there, Swagg, I thought about how much better it is to face the fear than to live with regret, right? I mean, because like you said,
right.
I mean, what would happen if you did it and it worked, rather than thinking about it's not going to work, you know, and not doing anything?
Yeah, I've been told so many times growing up, you know, because I knew after high school that I wanted to move to LA and continue my career in the entertainment industry. And there are so many people like, you're not gonna go to college, and what about a fallback, and what happens if it doesn't work out? And it's like it hurt, because it's like you're already putting out into the universe with your words that I'm not going to succeed. And what would it look like if I'm actually that percentage that did succeed because I didn't listen to you? I couldn't live with myself knowing that, you know, I gave someone else the power over my life. Because at the end of the day, whose life is being lived? It's mine. You had your time. You made your choices. And you made other choices. And that's cool, you know. But I have to take control over my life and what it is that I want to do, because I have, you know, goals and accomplishments, or goals that I want to, you know, achieve. And giving the power to other people is not going to have that happen for me. So I had to take matters into my own hands. And I think that that's what everyone else should do too. If they, you know, feel that they should go this way, they should go that way, and don't second guess themselves. I always say, go with your first mind, go with your gut feeling, because that's always the right one.
Yeah, so true. Last thing I want to talk to you about, Swagg, and again, I appreciate the time, is, you know, one of the things you posted, and I don't like putting people on the spot, so I gave you a heads up on this. July the 10th on Instagram, you asked your audience what was either an artist or you know, or a song that was getting them through the quarantine. Do you kind of find yourself having a go-to song or go-to music or go-to artist when you're feeling a certain kind of way?
Yes, and kind of no. So no as in like, because I like always add a bunch of music, like, or a bunch of music from different artists to my library, and I put my music on shuffle. And so it just kind of comes up, and if there's a song that speaks to me, I add it to a certain playlist. Like, I have like a long list of playlists that's titled different things. Like, I have like a shower playlist, I have like a free flow playlist, I have like a shoes off playlist, I have like a chilling playlist. I have all these different playlists that gives me like a certain vibe, a certain feeling, and I listen to those based on what I'm doing. So that's why I'm like, no, kind of. But yes, one of my favorite artists to listen to is Lucky Day, Smino, Masego. Like, I love those artists because they don't have like they have their own unique sound, but they're not like put in a box. One thing I like about them is that they showcase all of their talents. Like Masego, he plays all kinds of instruments, so he has like a jazzy, hip hop, urban flair to him. And Lucky Day kind of has that R&B soul, you know, that makes you feel like, oh, I needed that word today. And Samot, I don't know how to say his name. Samot, it's Samoht. He has like a gospel R&B soul sound. So those are I like listening to artists that kind of speak to my soul versus like the trendy type. But I also like trap music too. Like, don't get me wrong.
Gotcha.
But I also like R&B, soul type music.
Wow. Well, I think that's the other thing. In your profession, being eclectic totally makes sense. I mean, that you would want to be able to experience a lot of different type of sounds and movements. And I think that, again, is what puts you where you are today, and we really appreciate that. Again, everyone, Swagg has been our guest. Great conversation with you, Swagg. We've been talking with him about his love of music and movement and what it's been like for him to literally share that with the world. As I mentioned, you guys can find him on Instagram at @Swagg, again, with 2 Gs. And, Swagg, is that the best place for them to stay connected with you?
Yes, you can definitely stay up to date. On my Instagram, I'll post all my dance videos there. I'll post what I will be doing next, what I have done. I always post. It's kind of like the hub of everything. So you can definitely find me there and find all of my attachments to all my other social medias there.
Awesome. Well, Swagg, man, congratulations to you. Continued blessings and success, and looking forward to having you back on the program again, man.
Of course. Just give me a holler.
All right, man, you got it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live.